Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. It was good. It was good. Judgment Day back on top. Rusev having a good night. Did y'all have a good night? Let me know down in the comments. Lara and Bayley can't shake the caldwells. As likings of CM Punk and Seth Rollins just can't shake the caldwells. Jey Uso had a good moment by the end of the night. So, I be the main event. Welcome to the main event. This is the most unhinged wrestling podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is your Monday Night Raw review. So Rhea Ripley kicks the show off. You know, she just out there talking about, you know, whatever. Io Sky pulled up on her. And she wants to face the best in the business so she can prove that she's the best. Which, then you already beat Rhea Ripley as the best. But anyway, she wants to face Rhea Ripley at Evolution. So we get that match added. Dirty Dawn was talking to AJ Styles backstage, and they just being comedic. Dirty Dawn got his contract saying that he cannot wrestle. He's really injured. AJ Styles put on his glasses. Everybody, you can hear the audience start laughing. And then he said, "Yeah, I see it right here. It says you're a punk bitch." You know. But yeah, that was a nice, funny segment that made me laugh. And then we get New Day versus Judgment Day for the tag team titles. And it was a good match. I mean, I like this A1 plus match. And I don't mind a heel versus heel dynamic. I don't mind a face versus face dynamic. Why do we got to keep going facing heel? No. Then you have to keep turning people just to get different matches. So that's what I'm saying. Like, let's do that. I like the style of Triple H when he do that. Anyway, good match. Judgment Day wins the gold. They got the tag titles again. Dom is your IC champion. They announced that Raquel and Roxanne will be the women's tag team champions. And I do think Roxanne and Raquel should hold these titles until Liv Morgan comes back. Let's just get them some stories built up, and let's get them defending the titles more. Sometimes it could be a short story where they just defend the title against the winner who qualified to be number one contender. And then we can also develop storylines in between these 6 months that Liv Morgan is out. Bayley was getting interviewed backstage. Lara pulled up. They have a little back and forth. Adam Pearce comes, says he signed in for a number one contender match. Chad chops it up with the crew, saying that he's going to be out for a while. Finn. Okay, I already talked about that. Finn talked to Adam Pearce and Nick about the women's tag titles, which they said, yeah, it's okay for Roxanne to hold the title, and then they got defended at Evolution against a team from SmackDown, a team from Raw, and a team from NXT. So let's get it. Let's get it. I like that. Ivy Now was getting interviewed, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble. After Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis announced that it's going to be a Women's Royal Rumble, and the winner gets to go after a title. I guess on their own brand. But then Americano pulled up. And just walks off. And then Sammy got interviewed when he got attacked by Karrion Kross. And Karrion Kross took a steel pipe and laid out the ribs of Sami Zayn. Gunther comes out. He talks about Goldberg. Seth pulled up, told him that he didn't go all the way to Saudi to cash in. He went there to make sure CM Punk didn't win the title. Okay? I mean, newsflash, Gunther, you should have known that. But he warns Gunther that he need to be aware that he might cash in on him. CM Punk pulled up, him and Seth Rollins fight. Seth Rollins run. CM Punk walk past Gunther. Gunther grabs his arm. It's like, man, don't you see I'm the champion? You just gonna walk past me like that? Don't you see this belt around my waist? CM Punk like, fuck that belt. Now I'm about to Seth Rollins. I ain't stunning you. So The feud with Seth Rollins is more important to CM Punk than the title. As Seth Rollins was standing in the audience, LA Knight walks up behind him. They get to fighting all the way to the concession stand. And then Seth Rollins booked it for a flight home. Judgment Day had them meet up, and that's when they gave the title to Roxanne. Kairi Sane got a video package. A nice video package. I like the graphics, and don't Kairi Sane look like she should be featured in Final Fantasy? Let's get Kairi Sane in Final Fantasy. I bet that thing will sell. Which they sell anyway. But anyway, Bayley versus Lyle Valkyria was a good match. This was like a lot of arm twisting in this match. I thought somebody was going to dislocate their arm or have arm injury because they were doing a lot of arm work, right? But in the end, both women was shoulders were to the mat, and both women had each other in like a pin move. Referee counted 3 and called it a draw, which gonna lead up to a triple threat. Like, I like the way they did it because this did not involve Becky Lynch coming out, interfering in the match, and then they make it a triple threat. We got too many of those. It's that time that we get a draw, and now both women can be in a triple threat with Becky Lynch at Evolution. CM Punk gets interviewed backstage. Then he walks off and talks to LA Knight. Him and LA Knight had some words back and forth, and that was it. Sami Zayn was seen backstage getting checked on. He's clear. Penta said, "Let's get it." They hit the ring. Versus Brian Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, this was a good match. These guys took it back and forth. I'm glad it wasn't no interference. Straight up match. Brian and Bronson takes the win. They beat down Sammy and Penta after the match. And out comes Jey Uso to insert himself to help. He lays down both guys with the chair. Babyface stand tall in the end. But what do this mean for Jey Uso? What does this mean for Sammy? What does this mean for Penta? Now, if you ask me, Penta should be going after Gunther. Penta should have a match with Gunther. I don't care if it's a PLE. I don't care if it's on a regular Raw. And just to spice up your content or to spice up your nights and your tickets, WWE, let's do it on Raw. Main event, Penta versus Gunther. Let's do it. I'd like to see that. But other than that, people, that's all that happened on Monday Night Raw. Let me know what y'all think about Monday Night Raw down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button. I be the main event, and I'll catch you all in the next main event. Peace.